Back to school, way down inside. Honey, you need it. Wanna give you my love. Wanna give you my love. Want a whole lot of 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 love.
Hello and welcome to Real Estate on Sunday. I'm Diana Doherty.
Hi, I'm Jim Lowenstern, back from Thailand. That's me with a tiger.
If you'd like to call us, you can reach us at 1-800-967-3561. Like us on Facebook, and you can see this picture of Jim.
Actually, this
With the
picture
tiger?
is probably going to be
Yeah,
behind us.
right here. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I got other pictures, like elephants and monkeys. So, while I was away, you did a show?
How was Thailand?
Oh, you want to talk about Thailand? Okay.
I do.
Thailand was cool. Thailand, is he already called? We actually will talk about Thailand
After.
Yeah.
We have Mike on the
Well,
phone.
We actually have a guest, Mike Parker from,
Florence, Kentucky.
Let's get him on the line here. Is that Mike?
Hey Jim, how you doing, sir?
Oh, good, Mike.
Hi, Mike. I'm Diana.
So you were on the show already. So did we introduce Mike already?
Mike Parker from Florence, Kentucky.
Huff Realty, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic.
Welcome to the show. You're on Real Estate on Sunday.
Well, thank you very much. I deeply appreciate you having me on.
So we could go over all the unimportant questions, like how many years have you been in the business and how'd you get into the business and all that stuff. But you are actually at the NAR convention today teaching, what is it, CRS credits or something?
It's a CRS course. The instructors, we got an instructor development today here. I'm actually sitting in the West End looking at the big curve in the Mississippi here in New Orleans as we speak. But at 11 o'clock Central Time, I'm teaching a 1-hour course for the CRSs there here. And then I'm teaching an all-day class tomorrow to a group of top producers. So
very cool. So how do they reach out to you? You are already a CRS, and
I am a CRS. I've been a CRS since 1990. I've been in the business 28 years. But I'm also a CRS instructor. There are 22 of us around the country, and we get together 2 days a year to train each other, and that's what today is. And I'll step outside of that class and go do my 1 hour, and there's 6 other instructors who are teaching 1 hour also today. So, you know, if you're a CRS, you're here in New Orleans, you have the ability to see 7 different instructors teach a 1 hour class free.
And CRS, for those that are unaware, stands for Certified Residential Specialist?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's your top agents. It's usually what we say is top 4% of the agents. There's a production credit you have to meet to become a CRS, and you have to take some courses, extra courses there. So it's usually your better agents, your top agents are the ones who have the CRS, and it's a great referral network, unbelievable network.
And so, what's the course on today?
Today is we're doing 10 successful tips for a successful 2015. And I'm trying to get people to really focus in on their business. So many people get distractions, and I'm a full-time agent myself, and I've been selling since '86, and I'm not trying to be egotistic what I'm about to say, but I've helped over 3,000 families move in my career. And I run a small team, and we're just south of Cincinnati. We're up at the Cincinnati Airport, which is in Kentucky. And, you know, just focus. I mean, it's just, focus on what sells homes. And don't get all the distractions. You know, one of the biggest thing for any type of business you're in is your attitude. You know, you got to have a winning, positive attitude and stay positive. The second one is what's your plan of attack, and that's, in other words, your business plan. You must have a written business plan. For me, and this has helped me more in the last 3 years personally, is accountability. Is having an accountability partner, and we talk daily. My accountability partner is 2.5 hours from me, and we meet once a month face to face, but we talk or text every day, and it just keeps you charged up and keeps you accountable to somebody. The one thing that really surprises me is how many agents do not use a CRM or a contact manager. And, most of them use it like a shoebox just to keep their names, addresses, and phone numbers. But a good contact manager used correctly will be a personal assistant for somebody. And, it'll give them action plans and tell them what to do daily. And that way things don't fall through the hose.
Right.
Direct mail is huge nowadays. People are not paying attention to their emails as much as they used to because they're getting so many. The post office finally did something extremely smart. It's called Every Door Direct. It has allowed the ability to go in and mail a neighborhood at a reasonable rate. You can mail it 16, 17 cents a piece, where, first class is, 45, 50 cents. So that's really helped out. You need to be mailing your sphere of influence and your past clients at least once a month in direct mail. Step up the marketing. And when I'm saying step up the marketing, there is different ways to market a property. In some markets, print media works. Some markets it doesn't. It's just, and it kind of depends on what age bracket you're hitting and things, but step up the marketing. Websites. Here's a tip for anybody.
Can I interrupt on that point? Yeah, just a quick question. So when you get a listing, are you suggesting that it's good to send out postcards to the neighborhood, or
never send out to the neighborhood? They see the real estate sign. They know what the price is.
Okay.
Already looked it up there. It's called I learned this in CRS and Chuck Bodie in 1990. It's called the 50-66 rule. And I'll just use an easy number here. If the entry-level house, and this is for my price range in Northeast, you probably won't see this price range, but $150,000 entry level. The second house is $2 25,000, and the third house is $337,000. So if you list a $2 25,000, those people historically are going to move up 50%. Well, half of 225 is 112.5. Well, that makes 337.5. The person buying the 2 25 is going to come from 2/3 the value, which is 150. Well, what you want to do is find a neighborhood that is around the 2 25 in the same elementary school or same middle school, and that's where you want to mail those just listed cards. Now, when you mail that just listed card, it's important to get with a loan officer, make sure you get all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, but you have what the sale price is with the payment. It must have the payment on there. Now, the loan officer will know all the correct information and, all the rest of it and everything you can have on there. But you want to have that payment on there because people buy houses by payment. And, from there, apologize. I'm here by the train's going by if you hear it, so apologize.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt.
So that just shows the actual price, and that gets in their head and says, well, we could move there for
exactly.
X amount of money a month.
Somebody will say, so, if you're living in 2 25 right there, and they receive a postcard of a 337, and, the wife says to the husband, hey, look at this. This is the neighborhood we're looking at, and, we can get in there for $1,250 a month. That's only $300 more than we're paying now. We can do this. It creates a call. It creates a conversation. It gets them started in the process. And, the neighbors, they see the real estate sign. They know what's going on already. The rumors are flying hard. The Smiths are moving to Dallas or whatever. But by doing it this way, you're getting a whole new set. And it allows you, as a real estate agent, the possibility of a double dip. That means where you have both sides of the transaction. Different states handle agency different ways, but, let's just be truthful and honest here. There's a lot of real estate transactions that do not get put together because of the ego of the agents involved. It's fact of life, and, I get agents all the time say, well, a lot of people won't do that. Well, you haven't even presented it to them yet. Why don't you talk to them first and see what they'll do? And, just put things together. See, I'm a firm believer that the Greek word for real estate agent or realtor is problem solver. That's all we do. We solve problems, and if something doesn't work, you take 2 steps back and you walk around it and fix the problem. And there's always a way to work things out. You just have to put people together to do that.
Do you have a favorite CRM program?
I use Top Producer.
Okay.
I'm not the perfect fan of it, but you know what? It works. If it works, I learned a long time ago, try to find the perfect one. It does 90% of what I want it to do. It works well. I have also another CRM. I use RealPro as my website, and that's where all my leads come in. We do quite a bit of internet business. We'll close 50 houses a year off of internet leads. That's a whole new discussion right there, how you handle those.
Sure.
But
and you use Facebook too, I noticed.
Excuse me?
You use Facebook as well.
Yes, we use Facebook. We use all the social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. We've had great success. But I truly believe on the Facebook you do indirect selling. You don't go out and say, hey, I just looked at a 4-bedroom, 2-story for $250. It is, you give it what the amenities of the house is. And I do a little coaching for agents around the country. And I remember I had a lady down in Woodlands in Texas outside of Houston. And I said, so I just listed this house for $400. I said, well, tell me about it. And she goes, Mike, it's got the perfect backyard. I mean, it's wooded, it's flat back there, and there's a space where the kids can play. I said, did you have kids yourself? She goes, I have 3 boys. She goes, they're 29, 28, 26. I said, when they were little, what did they play? She goes, well, they played Army, they played baseball. I said, well, there's your story right there. When you're in the backyard, you can just say, I can just imagine my 3 boys back there playing Army in the woods or playing baseball in the open space here in the backyard.
Nice.
That is good. Nice touch.
That's what's called indirect selling. And there. Number 7 of the websites, drip campaigns. And this is where most agents make a mistake. They take the drip campaigns from whatever the company they bought the website from, and they use that. And they are generic growth for all the country. Well, that's a huge mistake. You need to write drip campaigns that will work for your part of the country. If you're in the Northeast, that's a different type of weather than the South. If you're out West, you want to write drip campaigns that relate to your buyers and to your sellers, and you want to have a link out where they can receive information. Like, for example, a great place for them to get good quality home information is houselogic.com. It's free information, there. Realtor.org is from a realtor. There's some good stories on there. CNN Money is a great story. I mean, I just sent a drip out a couple weeks ago when the 10-year T-bill went down below 2. And I jumped on real quick and I said, you know what? Rates are going to really drop down. And I had a young couple I had just closed a 454. I mean, they're 29. It was their second home. And both had fantastic jobs. And I called him. I said, hey, Matt, I need you to call this lender right now. Rates just dropped. He goes, Mike, we just only made one payment. I said, it doesn't matter. They were at 4.625 with a no MI loan, and we got them a 3.75 with a no MI loan. They saved $238 a month.
Wow.
You know what? You bring value to people. And here's something else. I mean, we've been very spoiled. We have a generation of buyers that have been spoiled by low interest rates. I mean, it's unbelievable the opportunity we've had here. What's going to happen? At some point, rates are going to get up to 5 to 6%. It might be 2 years, it might be 3 years, but it's going to happen. And when it happens, we get a whole generation of buyers who have never seen that rate. And there's going to be a crash. I don't want to say a crash. It's going to be a slowdown for a period of time. It's going to be imperative that agents understand financing. It's not say, here, call this loan officer. You got to be able to talk. It's like if we get a buyer today who's looking at FHA for 3.5% down, and they got good credit, a 740 credit score or higher, I say, is there any chance you can get 1.5% more down without borrowing from somebody? Yeah, we've got the cash in the bank. So here's the reason why. We can get you a no MI loan. We'll have the seller pay your closing costs, and the mortgage company will pay your PMI. Here's what that does for you. It's going to cost you $40 a month more in payment. But on a $200,000 loan, the PMI is going to be $170 to $180 a month. It's going to save you that $170, $180, so you're going to save out a net of $140 a month. Well, guess what? Their eyes all of a sudden lightens up. I've got people who will call me who I get a referral from different people, and they say, you're the realtor, can you do that no MI loan? I said, yes. He says, we want to talk to you.
And all they had to do is put more money down. I mean, basically, it's a great return on the money that's just sitting there earning no interest.
Absolutely. They only got to put 1.5% down. And on an FHA loan, MI is on it for the life of the loan.
Right.
Saves them money in the long run, and you bring value.
So are we up to 10 things, or was that like number 8 or 9?
Number 8 is double. Number 9 is delegating.
Yep.
Too many agents want to be a solo practitioner, and I understand that. A few out. And the number 10 is the use of video. Whether you're using Android or using an iPhone, we can turn around and do a small 2-minute video just talking about your local real estate market. Like in our market, we usually carry around 3,400 homes for sale in single family and condo in 7 counties in northern Kentucky. That's what the MLS is. And, we're about 2,800 homes right now. We're short of inventory. And, interest rates are lower. It's a great time to sell. It's a great time to buy. And, you just put that out on Facebook, put it out on your website there. And it doesn't have to be a full-blown production. It's better if it's a little rough because it's more believable to people. Mm-hmm. And you can do that with your iPhone to Droid or iPad.
Right.
It's right there. So I'm right on, so I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I found some facts about you, sort of interesting. Read the one about the burn.
You talk about why getting in an electrical explosion and sitting in a burn unit for 57 days was the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah, I went to work out of high school at a local power plant, and I worked there 3 years, and then I went to Marine Corps Reserve and spent 2 years active in the Marine Corps, then came back, and we were building 2 units, coal-power plants down in Chint, Kentucky. And I went back into operations, and I was there for about a year and a half, I guess, when I had a 4160 breaker. Your house electric is 220, and I was working with 4,160 volts. And I took a piece of equipment out of service, and I was putting it back in, and the breaker blew on me, and I was dead smack in front of it. And I ended up getting burns 51% of my body.
Oh, my God. And
spent 57 days in a burn unit, 2 years in a rehab. And burn unit is 57 days of hell. I can tell a lot of stories, but here's a couple of things it did for me. You lay in bed, and the first 25 days I laid face down with my head gained about 10 pounds, swelling, not knowing if you're going to live or not. And, you learn who you are. And, it really was the best thing that ever happened to me. Not saying working at the power plant all my life is bad or whatsoever, but real estate has really gave me an unbelievable life. I'm an old farm boy. I grew up in the county I grew up is one of the poorest counties in Kentucky. And, I didn't know I was poor until I was a senior in high school because on a farm you ate well, you had a 2-acre garden and things. But, I've been in 47 out of the 50 states. I've traveled to Europe. I've done quite a few different things. And that's one of the reasons I teach is a way to give back, because real estate has given me such a successful life to be able to do my goals, what I want to do. And, it's kind of like when I said before, when you problem solve, you bump into a problem, you step back, you go around. I mean, I had 2 years of rehab. I had to learn how to walk again. I remember taking that first step. Oh, my gosh. It felt like 15,000 needles in my legs when they stood me up for the first time. And I had this orderly laughing at me and said, come on, little boy, take a walk with me. And, just learning to do that. And, you never give up. You never give up.
So you weren't a realtor when that happened?
No, I was not. I was, how I got into real estate was a good friend of mine, Jeff Smith, and I was a former jock. I played a lot of ball, and I played softball in 38 states. I mean, we played at a very high level in the open division. And Jeff played golf 2 days a week. He played softball 3 days a week. He traveled with us on the weekends. And I'm going, you know what? He's got a good lifestyle. I don't know what he does, but, he does all this. And he drives a nice car, has a nice house. And I got to looking into it. Well, what I didn't take into effect was he had been in the business 10 years and had built up a great referral base. And, my first couple of years, I struggled. I made $5,000 in 1986, my first year. In 1987, I made 27. But I really, in 88, something majorly happened to my life. I went to the first NAR convention. It was out in San Francisco, and I've only missed 2012, the only one I've missed since.
So what year was that, 2005?
No, it had been 1988. 1988 is when I started going to the NAR conventions out in San Francisco, and that's where I met Pat Saby, that's where I met Bill Barrett, that's where I met Howard Brenton, and all these men came mentors to me. And these were instructors, and back then in '88, if you sold 100 houses, I mean, you were a rock star.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was unheard of. And it gave me, like, hey, man, I could do this. My competitiveness took over. I jumped in, and, I've gone to every one since then, except for 2012. I was on the operating table, get my back fused. But, I mean, like, in the last 4 years, I've had some health issues. I've missed about 3 months every year the last 4 years of health, but I've still, sold over 100 houses.
Had you ever been depressed? There was something that we saw, fighting depression, or?
Depression is a wicked monster. It is a wicked monster. I got married late in life, and unfortunately got divorced late in life, pretty quick. It was a couple of years. The wife decided she didn't want to be married. And I'll be honest, I've got a young lady who works for me, Melanie Sullivan, who's been with me 18 years now. And if she was not involved keeping the business alive, because I was there in body for 3 years, but I wasn't there in spirit. I can't even tell you what happened in years 2006, 7, and 8. I know the market's just changing. From there in 2008, I took a loss on the business and everything, but, we kept it going. I've been very lucky. Melanie's been with me 18 years. Jill is a VA who works for me 25 to 30 hours a week. She's been with me now going on 12 years. We got great staff, great people.
Are you one of the principals of the company?
I work for Huff Realty, which is a Warren Buffett home services company.
Oh, okay.
I run
like he needs another office.
Yeah, so I mean, we're a large independent base is what we are, and I run a team inside that company. Because of health issues, I'm not able to get out and show the houses like I used to and everything. I still list homes, I still show homes, just not as many showing homes. We started growing the team last year, and we've got 5 agents, and we're going to do this is their first year, 4 of them, this is their first year in real estate, and we're going to do about 150 units this year. Our goal for next year is 273. We're looking for everybody to really pounce up. My goal for next year is to close 100 myself, and then the team's going to close 173. And, we're making changes. This written plan of attack, I mean, it's very important. We brought in Linda McLean, who is a coach, and Ray Jean, one of her coaches, and we brought them both into our team to do business planning and to get on the same thing. One thing, it was a full 1 day. It was about a 10-hour day. Something came out of that I really didn't realize. Not everybody on the team knew what the vision was. And it was really life-altering seeing where the team members understood what the vision was and they bought into it.
So how did you find that out? By having everyone write a business plan and then reviewing them?
No, what we did is she started out with everybody picking the values, what their personal values was, and then what were the common traits in there. And then she had Melanie step up first and say what her vision was for the team. And then she had me step up and say, here's what my vision for the team. And then each person kind of said, here's what their vision for what they wanted to foresee and things like that. And, it was amazing how everything came together. And, I mean, it really made the team tighter. It really did. And, we got some really good quality people. And, we're looking actually to add people as we're speaking. We want to add 2 more. And,
I was just going to say, so if you were going to add 2 more, how would you recruit them? How do you reach out to the?
We love to get people who've been in the business a year to year and a half, because they kind of understand what it takes. They, I lead generate a lot, so we're able to present leads to them to work, and that's where most agents fail, is they don't have the ability to create leads. And, we're able to do that for them and give that to them. I'm a firm believer in this. You got to make X amount of contacts a day. And what I have learned is your top producers are going to have 46 productive weeks a year. The average real estate agent is going to have 40 weeks a year. You take the holidays out, you take their vacations out, things like that, they are going to be about 40 weeks a year. So if you take 20 contacts a day, I'll break down what a contact is in a second, but 20 contacts a day, 5 days a week, that's 100 contacts in a week. Times 40 weeks, that's 4,000 contacts that year. They will close 1%. That's what your number is. I've tracked it since '89. The people you talk to about real estate, you will close 1%. So that's 40 units. So what's your average sales price? What's your average check to you? So that the average check to you is $5,000. Well, that's 40 times 5,000. That's 200,000 GCI, gross commission income, to you as the agent. If your average check to you is 2,000, well, then that's going to be 80,000. Now, what is a contact? Well, a contact is 5 of those contacts need to be your sphere of influence and past clients. If somebody's going to come to work for us, they're going to have 200 people, sphere of influence. And they need to have the emails, they need to have the phone numbers there. And if they don't have 200, we sit down with them and show them how to get it up to 200. 5 of those needs to be buyers, okay? You should be working with at least 5 A and B buyers. You categorize your buyers as A, B, C. A, buy today. B, wants to buy today, but they're waiting on a house to sell. They're waiting on a divorce to file out. C is everybody else. So you need 5 sphere of influence past clients you're going to contact today. You're going to do 5 A or B buyers. And then you need to have 5 listing prospects. If you are a full-blown agent where you work buyers and sellers, you should be contacting 5 listing prospects a day, whether it's expired listings or whether it's referrals for a listing or whatever. You need to talk to 5 of those a day. Then you need to, after that, let's see, you're going to have, how should we do it? Thank you notes. I'm a firm believer in thank you notes. They bring you business, and people enjoy them, and they'll mention it to you after that. There's all different ways of prospecting there, but 20 contacts a day, 5 days a week is 100 for a week. 40 weeks, that's 4,000 contacts. You will close 1%, that is 40 units. Those 20 contacts a day is 2.5 hours of work. No more. Max 2.5 hours of work. If you just sit down and you focus. That's where real estate agents have a problem. They got too many distractions, a coffee pot, gossip hounds, whatever. They need to sit down and focus for 2.5 hours. Do that. Do your appointments. Work 5.5 days a week. You know, and you can make a good living and have a great life.
Does it matter where they work? Can they work at home, or do they have to come to the office?
It depends on the discipline of the person. Some people can work from home. I personally am not one of those people. I live in a pretty good sized townhome. I got a 2,400 square foot townhome. When I walk across my garage floor, that is my moat. I shut it down. If I'm going to talk to somebody about business in my house, I will walk out on the deck or I will walk outside. I do not do business in my house.
Well, that's
some people are exact opposite. It just depends.
Well, that's probably, and we'll probably wrap up because I know you have to get ready for your NAR gig coming up soon. How many hours a week do you work? What days?
I'm working 5 days a week, usually 10 hours a day. And then hardly ever do I do a full Saturday. I take Sundays off. I mean, once in a while I'll have to do a 2 or 3 hour on a Sunday. But it's usually 2 to 4 hours on Saturday. It's just if somebody couldn't meet me during the week. If you ask, most people could meet with you in there. I try not to do appointments after 6 o'clock. Occasionally I'll get into 7. Now, in the past, years ago, man, I'd be in somebody's house 9, 10 o'clock at night, get up and have breakfast meeting the next morning at 7 o'clock. I've learned to be more considerate of people's time and also of my time.
Right.
And what I've learned is...
Plus, you're probably delegating more.
Exactly. That's exactly true. And if I can be fresh for people, I do a much better job than if I'm tired.
Well, Mike, I really appreciate you coming on. This was great. I think we're only going to have CRS trainers from now on. Come in.
Yeah.
Well, I need the list.
We can help you there if every time you need a speaker or somebody like that to come on. I can give you a list of great people who will be more than welcome to share. And it truly is a pleasure. And I service Northern Kentucky, Greater Cincinnati. If you need me, 859-486-3300. And I appreciate Jim and Diane having me on the show.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wow, what a,
He could talk,
Life.
if I, let's see, so that was a solid half hour, and he probably didn't even realize.
we didn't even touch base on the Santa. No, we didn't
We
even
could
scratch
have-
the surface with
We could
him.
have him on again.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, if I just let him keep talking, he probably would have talked for the next
Yeah.
hour and missed his meeting.
What an incredible man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had some life.
Yeah. So, let's talk, what were we talking,
We were talking about Thailand.
We were talking about the tigers. I got into the cage with tigers, live tigers.
Wow.
And when my wife got up this morning, she says to me, so I was Googling tiger incidents, like
Oh,
tiger
like what-
accidents.
what
in-
happens,
in
yeah.
Thailand, because
Is it from that same place she was looking?
well, I think the reason, we were on a boat and we pulled to this beach that has monkeys running all over it. So we'll put monkeys here too. And 2 monkeys jumped on the boat. But this was after we were told there's always people getting bitten by monkeys.
Oh.
Because you wrestle with the monkey with that banana and you're going to lose that wrestling match. And the monkeys have teeth. And when they bite you, they don't really bite
Big.
and release.
Yeah.
They bite, and you try to pull your hand away, and it tears a big
Oh, my.
hole in your hand. So when the monkeys jumped on the boat after hearing this, we're all freaking out. My wife is on the front of the boat with a bag of bananas, and she's wrestling with the monkey over the bag of bananas, and the captain of the
Like,
bank.
give him the
boat
bananas.
was saying, give him the bag, give him the, she's screaming, and all the other people are like backing off, and Elena's not giving him the bag. So I got a video of that, and then there's a look on her face like this little monster just took all my bananas. So we have all these monkey pictures.
Wow.
But I guess that got her to thinking, well, we were in the cage with 4 or 5 full-size 19-month-old tigers. And just some guys walking around with little sticks. I mean, they're not, like cattle prods or tasers. They're just little sticks. Poke the tiger with a stick. And yeah, there are people that don't pay attention. You don't pat their heads. You don't grab them by the tail. You don't try to hug them. I mean, there's probably a list of things.
I'm
but
sure.
we were told, stay on the back portion.
Oh, I don't know if
Of
you
the-
can get me in that.
So
There's
so
no
I've got
way.
pictures of me, like, using a tiger as a pillow. I've got maybe a 6-month-old, which is still pretty big, using the tiger as a mustache.
Oh, my gosh.
I've got all these tiger pictures. But she said people have been attacked by these
I'm not
tigers
surprised.
in the cage. And she says it's kind of funny. I don't know why, we're kind of off the real estate topic for a moment, but
Sure.
she says people don't pay attention, and then when the article is written, they're always blaming the stupid tourist,
Yeah.
basically. So this guy from Australia was having an argument with the guy with the stick, and the tiger was going to protect
The guy with the
the
stick.
stick guy, the master or whatever,
Sure.
and attack this Australian guy. So he ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
Some other woman was, I don't know, grabbing the cat's head. She ended up in the hospital. One's grabbing. So if you go to Chiang Mai, which is in the northern part of Thailand, the one in Phuket's like 3 times the cost. We were in Phuket, so we saw the cost there. That was like 70 euros for probably $70 for the 2 of us. We have all these videos and all. But I didn't realize that my life was in danger when I was doing this.
That's probably why you were so,
Yeah,
Brave.
grabbing the tiger and doing the mustache thing. So I sent some of the pictures to a builder that I do business with, and he wants to recruit for my office. So he sent it out to all the brokers that he does business with, helping me to recruit. He says, "Can your broker do this?" And
Oh, that's
it's
great.
a picture of me and my wife behind this huge tiger.
that's great.
We'll put it up on the screen. Tiger head. Should we talk about real estate news and to wrap
Sure.
up the show? And
Yes.
Then I got a broker's open house. Okay, so new listing, 42 Sun Hill Road. It's on castlesmag.com. The ID is 3341, new construction. We can build whatever anybody wants. That actually is my listing. I figured I always promote everyone else's
Sure.
listings. It could be a 10,000 square foot house.
Wow.
Yeah. And today.
How
in
many
the-
acres is the land?
Half an acre.
Half an acre? Wow.
Yeah, in Newton, I should mention that. Newton, Massachusetts. It's a great city to live in. So, real estate tycoon forecloses on more than 1,000 homes. That's dated, is today the 6th? So that's
Sixth, yep.
dated yesterday. U.S. foreclosure rates are falling unless you're billionaire Bill Irby. I think I pronounced that right. He has foreclosed on 1,022 houses last quarter through his company Altisource Residential, which is a record according to a quarterly presentation released Tuesday. So somebody's looking into this. Regulators ramped up scrutiny on Irby's companies, including Altisource Residential and Ocwen Financial, for conflicts of interest and allegedly backdating letters to distressed homeowners. So apparently foreclosures are not totally out of our vernacular for the moment.
Sure.
Yeah. And sorry if you got that foreclosure notice. Maybe there's something you... He says, however, in the article that they like to modify the loans. So there is help. There is hope.
Hope for it, yeah.
I don't know if there's help.
Try to
but
remodify.
There's hope. Anything else we want to talk about? No?
Nope.
No? Nope. Okay, we had a good show?
We had a good show. You can
did
call
have a
us
good
at 1-800-967-3561. We're Real Estate on Sunday. I'm Diana Doherty.
I'm Jim Lowenstern.
Thanks
Glad to
for
be back from Thailand and the Tigers.
alive.
We'll see you next week.
Know your dreams.
Live your dreams.